You're listening to another episode of On Our Best Behavior, and today I have two very special guests. This is my first time having two guests at one time. So today I have Lacey and Bobby Joe, and they are from Salute Dispensary, which is they're out of Cloquet, Minnesota, which is local, and they are a Minnesota Delta 9 THC. They make their own gummies from scratch. So, welcome, you guys. Tell me a little bit about what Salute does, what you guys do, and this whole THC. This I can't talk well all the time. If you've listened to any of my episodes, you know I do this.
I
But
listen to a lot of them, so.
but the THC is new on the scene here, so I have a lot of questions, and I'm really excited to learn about a lot about it. So, tell me what you guys know.
All right, so I'm Lacey. I pretty much run the day-to-day operations around here. We we were fairly new. We just opened up for 2023, so we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. Yeah, we make our gummies from scratch right here in Minnesota. I kind of like to say that's homegrown, if you will, trying to be funny. And we take a lot of pride in making sure we put out a good product, and we really care about people. They come in and we make it a point to ask, what's going on? What are you here for? So we can help them pick the right thing to get.
I went into a THC store like when they first opened a while ago, and I just remember like walking in there and being like, I don't know what anything is. I don't even know what questions to ask. And I just feel like everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing? And I don't think anyone was, but I was just like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know anything. So, do you get that a lot in your shop?
A lot. And we are really big on educating people too. So we're like, if you have any questions at all, do not be afraid to ask. We will help you every step of the way. Make sure you feel good about what you're getting, and you're informed.
Yep. You're taken care of here.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about, when THC was illegal and now it is legal. Like, what are the local and state THC dispensary regulations? Is it hard to comply with them? What are the barriers of selling THC legally?
So locally, we're only allowed to do 5 milligrams of THC per serving, and then only 50 milligrams per packaged product. So 10 pieces of whatever total, like our jars come in a 10 count jar, so 50 milligrams total in there. I don't think we find them hard to comply with. That's not a problem. Although
it's just like the smaller dosages. That's the issue. The issue we're coming across with the customers right now is they're wanting more, and we're just
And personally,
with the compliance.
Personally, I'm really big on being honest with customers. And there's been a few times where we've had the avid user come in, they've been using every day for years, whatever way they have. And I tell them, honestly, with our products, you might just want to take the extra 15 minutes and go to Superior to get stronger stuff, because ours are, you're going to have to.
Because that's Wisconsin, right? So their rules are different?
Yes.
Okay.
So ours are just not strong enough for them. And I don't care about the money at the end of the day. I want them to be taken care of, so I will direct them somewhere they'll be better taken care of, unfortunately. But
can people just take more gummies, like a higher quantity to get where they want to on a level of dosage?
Yes, but I'll use my boyfriend, for example. He can finish a jar in 2 days. That's $25 worth in 2 days.
Okay, so it just gets expensive.
And it gets expensive. And it makes more sense to get something stronger to begin with than to keep spending that money on that lower dosage, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody comes in deer in the headlights like me and do say what are you looking for? Are you looking for do you have headaches, or do you want to get high, or is that kind of like how it works?
Yep. Yes. We ask if is it for recreational use? Is it for medicinal use? Is it a mix of both? And from there, we can kind of take it to wherever it needs to go. If you're coming in with chronic pain, we can direct you with the right strain for that, which is indica, by the way.
Insomnia.
Yep. Stuff like that.
anxiety. Yeah.
Mhm.
So give me the THC for dummies. Like, what's the difference between like a Delta 9 and a Delta 8? And I don't even know what the other options are.
There's so many options. I mean, I myself have just been learning everything over the last couple of months. And I know it is very sciencey.
Yeah.
Do you have any
A lot of
input from that?
chemistry.
'Cause I don't have too much really.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
in this industry. So yeah, I'm learning as I go as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's so much information out there. So
Mhm.
it's just getting myself informed.
Mhm.
So and just getting that information out there.
Yeah.
So is it kind of just like how it hits you on the chemistry string? Like the D8 versus the D9?
I have never. So before I started working here, I hadn't partaken in any cannabis anything for probably
Mm.
2 years. And
Mm-hmm.
even before that, it was just I would smoke whatever I could find. So I really don't know.
And I
With
suppose you didn't know on before it was legal, right? We didn't really know what we're getting.
right, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, now we're getting a better idea, kind of. But I mean, even just trying to figure out like what is good between the different strains between like sativa, indica, and hybrids. All of that is a lot to learn. So
Yeah. So how do you so like we're talking about there's a lot to learn and you get staff in and how do you educate staff to provide accurate information and guidance for your customers?
well, I believe Bobby. Correct me if I'm wrong. When Bobby started on, I did, and I went off what I happened when I came in. Um, just we make it a point to, like we said, ask what you're here to get, and um, I mean, Nick had me read a lot of stuff before I started. Nick is our boss; he's the guy that owns it. So I kind of just took the little tidbits from that, and I did the same for her.
Yeah, there was a lot of social media content that was out there. That's
Mm-hmm.
from our partner.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's like Lacey said, they pointed me to like a few
Couple websites. Yep.
Yep, and just to read up on them. And yeah, there's like I said, there's just so much information out there.
Mm-hmm.
And are they doing like are they still doing more and more studies like you mentioned hybrids? So are they still kind of making different hybrids and how do you stay up to date on like the new trends and the new data and the new studies that are coming out?
Google. We ask
Okay.
Google.
I
I
knew that a
Google
lot
a lot.
too.
Google, YouTube videos,
That's
kind of,
Google Glass.
yep, kind of
Got
ask
it.
and find other people, other podcasts that know more, and even that it's still a lot, but we we don't know too much into the sciencey part of that, and we're just. I'm sure if you ask us in a couple of months, we'll know more.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, what makes somebody say, I'm going to open up my own THC distillery or dispensary? I'm sorry.
Well, we
How do you
asked
get it?
we
Yeah.
asked him this question. What pushed him to do this?
Yeah.
And he said that. Let me reiterate. He did this so stemming from his personal use from however long ago. He would use it to relax, obviously good for anxiety, to kind of get his creativity going. And the fact that this plant can do so many things for so many people, it made him want to do something with it. He wants to provide people with an opportunity to, I don't know, on the customer side, just to have a better life.
Give them
Get
the
rest.
opportunity
Yeah.
to take a
Yep.
different path to fix
Yep.
things themselves that maybe they don't want to be on opioids or something for the rest of their life.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
my mom's
right.
personal story is she had like diabetic neuropathy and it was really bad and her legs like she couldn't feel her legs and then when she could feel her legs it would feel like pins and needles and she was on a ton of like Oxycontin and we were like, Ma, and it would just make her so tired and she would just come home from work and she would just go to bed. And that's all she did is took her pills and it just put her in bed and she was not like living a quality of life. And she was young. And finally my brother, I think it was my brother and I one of my siblings and I were like, Mom, we want you, and this is before THC is legal, okay? We're like, Mom, we want you to try marijuana and just see what it does for you, because nothing can be worse than this. And she was so against it and so against it. And then finally, we got her to try it, and it was life changing. She was not in bed anymore. She was fun. She was living life again. And so that was very eye opening for me. Like, okay, because THC has a bad rap for, it has a bad rap for people who don't use it, or people who like think it's oh, it's illegal, it's bad, it's a drug, it's all these things. But like you said, it has a ton of health benefits. And
Mhm.
just seeing my mom go from not having a life to living again in it, that's from THC.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if you've seen me yet, but there's this older gentleman that came in shortly after I started, and he was talking about how, he doesn't want to get out of bed most days, and, he has stuff to do, and he's in pain all the time, and he's depressed, and he's like, so I figured I'll try this. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I'm like, okay. Kind of directed him, gave him one of each of the strains just to see what kind of helped him more. He came in the next week, and he was like, do you have any idea how much better of a day I have now? I get
Oh,
up, and we have a little chocolate bars. Puts a couple little squares in his coffee, and he's like, "That's how I get my day going, and I can get stuff done, and I'm happy, and I love it. I'm so glad I come here." And stuff like that makes my heart happy.
that is so rewarding. Yeah, to know that you change somebody's quality of life. It doesn't get
Yep,
better than that.
yep. And he comes in every week.
So some stereotypes. So you hear things like, oh, THC kills your brain cells, or it makes you not motivated. And what do you tell me your perspective on that? Or
I
are there different strains that make you more motivate? Like you said, like some people take it for insomnia because it helps them relax and go to sleep. And so are there strains that do that versus make you kind of elevate
Yes,
a little more?
yep. So, like with a sativa strain, that's going to have a higher THC content than CBD content. So that's going to have more of like drinking a cup of coffee effect, kind of more energizing. Indica has more CBD than THC, so that's going to have the more relaxing, chill, that type of effect. And then with the hybrid, it's got kind of equal amounts in there, so kind of just an even keel for whatever you want to take it for.
So it is really a good idea if you're going to go and do this and you haven't done it before, talk to these ladies, because you might get the wrong idea about it if you think you're going to go in there to get one thing and then you buy the wrong type and then it does the opposite effect for you. So
Right.
Ask
don't
questions.
feel embarrassed to ask, right? It's okay.
Yeah. Anytime, even if you just want to email us and ask us a question for no reason, go right ahead.
Yeah. So this is another controversial thing I want to ask. And I don't always know how to ask these questions. So sometimes they come out funny. But now that you can, I've been to restaurants where they serve like THC drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that THC is better than alcohol, personally. I think
Mm-hmm.
like if I had to choose one for the world, I would say THC is better, in my
We
opinion.
people come in and say they've quit drinking because they have these now, and they have a better time. They don't wake up with a 3-day hangover. You know,
Right.
yeah. No, I'm totally on board with that. I agree.
But here's my thing. And everyone's different, right? This is the
Mhm.
thing. Like different kinds are going to affect people differently. I
Mhm.
don't think that I could drink a THC drink and then drive home, but I feel like I could have 2 glasses of wine and drive home. Not legally, but in state of mind. What do you think about that?
I think that for one with drinking the THC drinks, first off, it takes a while to hit your system,
Yeah.
and they can put the different strains in the drinks. So I think if you're not comfortable drinking a THC drink and then driving home, I think maybe start at home drinking things
Well,
like that.
right. But I'm just saying, like, it's
But
so new. So I think that there's people out there who are like, oh, sweet, I can just order a THC drink and not alcohol, but then not have the
you need to know your
knowledge
limit.
of how it's going to affect you.
You need to know your limits and know how it affects you first. And I mean, it's the same thing with drinking. You need to be smart. Just be smart and responsible. That's
Do
what I have to say about it.
do you guys do THC drinks there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot. This
Oh,
is our
look
most popular one. This is the Lunars.
Okay.
That one comes in like a root beer, a cream soda, a cola, a grape, and orange. Tastes remarkably just like a pop. Like there's very little aftertaste. Yeah, my boyfriend loves the root beer one. So
Same here.
I like I do have it right here. I like these ones, the cherry sour ones. They're from
cherry sour.
Foundry Nation.
Okay, so those aren't anything that you guys make. You just kind of order them in and sell them.
These are local.
Oh,
Everything
they
we sell is at least
are.
local in Minnesota. Yep.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
everything you guys sell there is from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing. I love that.
Hometown pride.
And it's amazing to think, like, when did this become legal? I feel like it's still super new, but it's probably been a few years now.
No, it's only just been within the last. I don't quote me, please.
Yeah.
Just within the last year. I think it was. God, I don't remember.
Because you said you guys almost opened a year ago, so
yeah,
within kind of that timeline.
I'm thinking within that timeline. Like I said, I had nothing to do with anything before I started working here, so I wasn't up on the times.
Yeah, so I think that's great that it's been not even a year and there's that many local product.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and there's more than these. I think we have six or seven different breweries or companies that we grab from or that we get delivered to.
Do you guys like your work environment?
I love it.
Oh yes,
I love it. I love it here so much. I've never ever felt about a job the way I feel here. I love it here.
Because don't you think, like, we've all had kind of a toxic job, and then when you have like a good work environment and people are happy, it makes such a big difference.
A huge difference.
It's a huge difference. And there's been before Bobby was hired on, I was by myself for a while, and I'd be working the whole day doing whatever I had to do, and then the end of the day would come and I would not be tired. Nobody came in mad about anything. That's another thing. I have yet to see anyone mad come in. Everyone's usually in a pretty good mood.
And then I'm sure they come back even in a better mood, right? After they've been there once.
Yep. Yep. Never any disgruntled customers around here.
Most people can't say that.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. It's wild. And it's also kind of sad though.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 36, and most of my working career, I've kind of liked my job for the most part, and it was mostly because it paid decent,
right?
Not because of the environment,
right?
I'm sure.
I feel like that's
his name.
Yeah, I think that's a big sacrifice that a lot of people make at their job. Is the benefits are okay, the money is okay, the schedule's okay, but there's always something at every job. Nothing's perfect, but it just seems like a fun vibe to be in for most of your awake life.
Oh yeah, yep, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you guys make your own labels for your products?
I believe so. I'd have to ask the boss on that.
Okay,
but I believe so. But it is our labeling. So,
do Lacey and Bobby, Joe, do you guys do most of the retail side of it versus is there like a whole nother department that's doing like manufacturing type stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Manufacturing is its whole thing. We handle retail. We have the on the floor sales. We do wholesale if somebody wants to carry our product. By the way, anybody listening, if you want that stuff, let us know. We set up tables at events when we book them. So we do a lot.
Do you guys go to like a lot of shows or conventions?
We're starting to.
We're just starting getting them booked. We have one coming up in March. We've got a couple more bigger ones in the works too.
Do you guys sample your product?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
So I donate plasma because, I'm all about making money in the easiest way possible. And one of the questions that they ask every time is, have you used synthetic marijuana? Or no, have you used synthetic THC? Do you know why they ask that? And do you know, is that what you guys sell?
No.
What's synthetic THC?
Scary.
It's like K2. It's
I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Listen to her.
Yeah, I've tried it in the past, and it's nothing like the real deal.
It sounds
This stuff is
terrifying.
pretty. Yeah, it is.
A few years ago, I don't know what it was. It was like some sort of synthetic marijuana. It was a long time ago, but I tried a little and it was so bad. Like I felt like I was crawling out of my skin. It was so bad.
Yep, I had a panic attack. It scared the crap out of me. It's. I don't recommend that at all. I mean, to anybody.
So do you know what is it? What makes it so like do you know what it is or what makes it so bad? Is it just like laced with a bunch of junk?
It's what they do from the little I've learned. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The little I've learned, I've spent a lot of time on YouTube and Google just because I like to know stuff.
Yeah.
The way like not only just with like synthetic like cannabis stuff, anything out there. What people do is they take the original product and they break it up and put something else in it to turn it into something else. But you can't test that properly. So it ends up having really bad effects. That's how they keep getting away with all that stuff. And it's terrifying.
So is that something that you get off the street? Or do places sell it?
No, I was actually buying it from not a head shop. Right here in Duluth. They were selling it. And then I know like some of the components were becoming illegal just because of the side effects. So what they would do is just, switch out those, for something else. And it was, just to keep selling stuff. And we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were getting. I mean, it wasn't labeled properly like we have right now.
They didn't care.
Yeah, it's, it was a bunch of junk that,
Was that before this could happen that they were doing that, or did that come out simultaneously?
No, this was years ago.
This is a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, this was.
I know. Well, I answer that question, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
Yeah. So I'm like, what? I'm like, I gotta ask these ladies what that means when I talk to them because I don't even know what that means. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you another question too. Oh,
me all the time. Goldfish memory.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad. So bad. Can you guys use your product when you're at work?
When I started, I did ask Nick that just because I was curious, and he was like, "Don't eat all the gummies, but if you know what you're doing, yeah." So
if you're smart about it, yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like if you're a bartender and someone buys you like a shot or you have like a drink or something like that kind of thing. Okay, that's cool.
I'll have a gummy on a shift. I like the sativa because I like the energizing effect.
Yeah, well, especially when you're at work, right? Nobody wants to feel like they want to take a nap.
Yep. I haven't had any issues. I mean,
I like the drinks. The drinks here. They're
oh
awesome.
yeah, that's right. I know. It's so crazy to me that when I was younger, THC or marijuana, like you smoked it, and that's it. And now you can drink it, you can eat it. There's everything. Like they sell it in like those vape pens, and I'm very ignorant about this stuff, so. If I say anything that's ridiculous, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive because I am super intrigued by all of this. So I'm here to learn. Gosh, I thought there was one other thing I was going to ask you. Do you guys get like does the state or whatever, do they come like audit you, or do they oversee anything, or do you have to do like certain testing?
We did have the health department here. We do have to have our products tested. We send them out to a facility that does testing, and because that's kind of part of the whole deal with it becoming legal, you have to have, they're called COAs, to make sure that the content we're claiming is in there. Make sure it's good for human consumption. Words are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, Lacey. I struggle.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
And then I was on your website and it looks like you can order online too. So if you're from like the Twin Cities and you don't want to drive all the way up to Cloquet, you
Mhm.
can order online and you guys
Absolutely.
ship it out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you want to tell everyone what your website is?
Yes, our website is www.salutegummies.com. And we're also on Facebook, Instagram. I have those over here behind me, but Instagram just handles at Salute Dispensary. I still have to look. And then Facebook, then Salute Dispensary into the search bar should be the first one that pops up. That one's brand new, so we're just building that page.
And then we're going to offer 10% off, right? To anyone who uses the code Honor Best Behavior. How about
Yep.
that? Or just type
Yep.
them a message or however, just
Yep.
say you heard about Salute through the podcast and you get a little bit of a discount there.
Yep.
Okay, can we talk about something fun?
Yes.
I want to know your funnest THC experience or most unique.
Most unique.
Fun or unique?
What are unique? See, I was such a nerd before I started working here. And then before that, I'd smoke a little and then, eat the fridge and go to sleep.
Bobby Joe, do you have anything? Anything come to mind?
Me and my sister, like we get together. God, we're like twins. We're only 10 months apart, but
You guys are, what do they call that? Irish twins.
Irish twins, yes. But anytime we get together, we were smoking. Now we eat gummies and stuff. I let her sample some stuff, and it's just we get to get to this point where it's just we giggle, just laugh. We're having a great time.
The story
and
done
it's
now.
it's like your stomach hurts, but it's you don't feel like bad about it or anything like that. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
So that's that's the kind of stuff I like. I mean, I don't go all crazy and everything like that. I'm really not like that at all. So but it's just I just like that effect.
Makes you feel fun.
Oh yes.
Don't you feel like, Lacey? Don't forget. But don't you feel like my experience with alcohol is people get like mean and feisty and they want to fight, and THC just doesn't ever seem to have that effect on people.
That is not me. I want to go for a walk and then everyone wonders where I am. That's not good. Pretty much, yeah. I'm probably at the park on the swing. So my story. So my boyfriend and I, we were watching. I don't remember what we were watching. We were like binge watching some TV show, and we had a couple gummies, and we're just sitting there, and it was 2 a.m, I think, and I wanted potatoes. So I decided I was going to make some potatoes, and he comes in the kitchen and we're talking, and I don't remember what it was. He said something about the potatoes really, really funny, and we died laughing for about 10 minutes. Just making potatoes. I never finished making them, though. I got them. So that instead. So I did get my potatoes.
It's still, that's still a form of potato.
It's still a potato.
Oh, is there anything else that you guys want to share or tell people? Maybe there's some misconceptions out there that you want to clear up. Anything at all. I'm giving you the floor.
The message I'd like to get to people is, like you said earlier, there's a lot of people, it's bad, it's this, whatever. Go into a dispensary and talk to the people. I mean, I'm betting that anybody would be willing to walk you through the process and just try it.
It's very informative.
Try it. If it can get you off of those narcotic painkillers, if it can help you go for a walk, even just down the road when you couldn't before because your knees hurt too much, you haven't slept, just try it. Just try it.
Do you think it helps for like period problems?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people do like the CBD for the period problems, but I feel like the THC could help too.
It helps immense. What I recently saw, I can be pretty bad cramps sometimes, and there was no amount of ibuprofen, acetaminophen, anything that would help. And now I think I do like 2 or 3 gummies when they get really bad, and it helps dull them enough to where I can like actually get up, and not be curled up in bed for 2 days, which is very helpful.
Because
And
it
I think
is,
it helps my mood.
periods are debilitating to some people. I mean, they'll say like I work in women's health, so that's kind of my expertise. But yeah, people will come in and they're like, I need to do something about this. Like I am bedridden for days every month. So
It helps with migraines too, because
yeah,
I get at least 1 to 2 migraines a month, sometimes once a week, and I can't even open my eyes. It's hurts so much, and I've noticed after I started doing the gummies, I still get them, but not to that point. Like
not as
they're
severe.
yeah.
What do you want to tell the kids?
Children, stay in school. Do not do not go in the bathroom and be smoking nothing. Just wait until you're an adult. Let your
21.
brain develop.
Is that what it is? Is it 21 for THC for kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 21. Follow the rules.
Let the brain, I like that. Let the brain develop because your brain isn't fully developed until like 25.
Yes, exactly. Let that brain develop first. Don't just be cool.
Be cool, stay in school, and wait till you're 21.
Yes, 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 yes. And listen to your parents.
Yes, do that. Oh. All right, lady. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. My oldest, she just when she was younger, she was not very good about listening. She's going to be 18 in August. She's gotten better, but just that was one big thing was she had taken an edible a friend had given her when she was like 14. I'm like, honey, you can't do that. You don't know what's in there, and your brain is still developing. You please don't do that because you can literally talk to me about anything.
Right.
Yeah.
My son just had an experience not that long ago, and he's like, Mom, I'm pretty sure I was in this class, and this one girl, like, I'm sure she was really, really high because she was not herself, and she just was like,
oh no.
And I think like those kids, right? They don't know their tolerance. They shouldn't know their tolerance. And yeah, and then you feel like crap.
Right.
So you don't want to do that.
No.
And the other thing I was going to say, Bobby Joe, about your story about you and your sister getting together and laughing and laughing and laughing, doing that versus drinking and drinking and drinking, nobody's throwing up and nobody feels like shit tomorrow.
Right. That's it, you know.
It's half the battle. All right. Anything else?
Visit our website.
Check us out.
Check our social. I can't talk.
Check out their website. Check out their social media. Check out their shop. You know, everyone. The North Shore is such a place where people go a lot. So when you're on your way up to the North Shore, just stop in at Cloquet. You won't regret it.
Absolutely. Come see us. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. And then you can actually meet Lacey and Bobby Joe. They'll probably be there working and helping you out.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thank you for answering all my ignorant questions. It's always nice to know that there is a resource out there of somebody that you can reach out and talk to. And if you're listening to this and you have questions, you know, I'm sure that your email or people can contact you on social media, or they can contact you. Do you have like an email link or whatever? Okay, if you're watching YouTube, you'll see this sign. Otherwise, I can put some links in the show notes too for you. But yeah, don't feel bad about questions that you have. This is a newer thing, so you know, make sure if you're going to do it right, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Exactly. Well said.
All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to let you have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you later because now we're best friends. That's how this works. Just so you know.
Yes. All right. Let's do this again.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. And we could do that as we learn more and more new information comes out and you guys evolve. We absolutely could touch base again and see what's going on and see what's new and keep people informed.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Hang on one second. Don't go anywhere, okay?